Coming to the next topic, this is about a declaration made by the new supreme leader of Iran, Ayatollah Mustafa Khamenei. Now, he has said that we would make sure that we completely shut down the Strait of Hormuz, and he has also imposed certain conditions. He has asked the US to completely shut down its bases in the Middle East. So, Strait of Hormuz is again very important. In fact, we know that the Middle East in a state of turmoil. We are witnessing the clashes, we are witnessing the conflicts, and it can even have serious implications on India's energy needs. Right? We are already witnessing what is happening as far as the LPG and the other stories or the rumors, what you can say, with respect to the gasoline is concerned. It can turn into reality if the war continues, and this can have serious implications. But what is really important from the UPSC perspective is to have a clear grasp, to have a clear command over this particular area, right? So again, let's start with this particular map. Again, very important, can be asked in the prelims, any of these. So I would try to comprehensively cover all the things. We have the Strait of Hormuz. Now the Strait of Hormuz is between Iran and Oman. Remember that. Strait of Hormuz is between Iran and Oman. This particular section, if you just see over here, it is a part of Oman. And then we have Persian Gulf, we have the other countries. So we have these countries, the oil producing nations, Iraq, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. Whatever oil is produced by these countries, it has to pass through this narrow corridor, which is the Strait of Hormuz. And in the present times, Iran is making sure that except the Chinese vessels, no other vessel is allowed, right, to pass from the Strait of Hormuz. This can have serious implications as far as the energy needs of countries including India is concerned, right? And we have seen Iran bombing various oil tankers being carried through this particular way. Then we have over here Strait of Bab el-Mandeb. Bab el-Mandeb is between Yemen and Djibouti and Eritrea. If you can just see, we have this particular area. Now over here, there's some part of Eritrea, there's some part of Djibouti, right? So we have on the western side Djibouti and Eritrea. On the eastern side, we have Yemen, right? Then we have the Red Sea. Now Red Sea, it then bifurcates into two water bodies. We have Gulf of Aqaba and we have Gulf of Suez. We already know that how important the Suez Canal route is, right? So whatever merchandise is going from India, it goes from maybe from any Kandla port or any other port. It then traverses via the Arabian Sea, enters the Gulf of Aden, then it enters the Red Sea, and ultimately it passes through the Suez Canal, further to the Mediterranean Sea, crosses the whole of Europe, and then if it wants to go to Russia, we have it crosses the Baltic Seas and ultimately it reaches to St. Petersburg in Russia. So this is a very long route. This is what you'll have to understand. Now let's talk about this. We have Gulf of Aqaba, and in Gulf of Aqaba, we have Israel having access to a particular port, very important, and the port is Eilat. Do remember. So Israel has access to a port in the Gulf of Aqaba. Jordan, though it is landlocked, if you just look at this particular country, but it has access to a particular port which is known as Aqaba. Right? The city name itself is Aqaba. So just remember that. Jordan also has access to the Red Sea via the Gulf of Aqaba, and the port is Aqaba. You can just have a look. Now, once we have this Red Sea, let's say a ship is coming, a vessel is carrying some commodities, and this is entering. It is entering over here. We have the Strait of Tiran. Just look at this. We have two islands, very important. We have the island of Tiran and we have the island of Sanafir. So this is again a very small passage known as the Strait of Tiran. And then it enters into Gulf of Aqaba, where we have Aqaba over here and Eilat over here, right? So very, very important. We have the islands of Gubal, Gulf of Suez, very important route, very important trade route. This is the island I'm talking about. This is Sanafir and this is Tiran. And this is Strait of Tiran. This is Gulf of Aqaba. You must have heard about a very important, and we'll see that. We have over here a very important city in Saudi Arabia, which the Saudi Arabia is constructing. Over here we have a city known as Neom. Right? Neom. So it's the very important city. You can just have a look. I'm just again writing it. So you can just remember that this is Neom. Over here, right? Next part is, I think we've already covered all these things. Correct, correct. So this is, make sure that you just have a track of all these places. We have the Gulf of Aden over here. We have the Arabian Sea. Very, very important locations. Make sure that you have a track of all these places. Very, very important. Let's go to the next topic.